I think transportation is important because it allows kids to be here on time and ready to go. It's a consistency in a lot of our students' lives, especially when you think about elementary students. I would say are the ones that rely probably most heavily on transportation. Coming from elementary and being an elementary teacher, understanding that that consistency piece is huge, even here at the high school. But knowing that someone's going to be there to get them every day and then get them there on time and oftentimes early enough so that they can have their free, breakfast in the morning to help get them going for the day. So, I think transportation is huge and like massively impacts our students because, that consistency piece is enormous. And, just having and knowing that, the bus is going to be there to get them, it's going to get them to school on time so that they can have their breakfast, they can be to class on time. And then, like, as a teacher, having kids there on time allows me to start and get everything in that I need to. And then their kids are not behind and they're just ready to go. And then those gaps don't start to grow because kids are coming in late to school or missing instructional time because of the what ifs that happen so often, in daily life for everyday families. So obviously, kind of going back to answer one, but having kids there on time allows teachers to start on time, ready to go. And so now everybody's at the same place and there's not the, oh, you're 15 minutes late, let me back up and kind of give you a quick summary of, what you missed, or they missed the entire day. And so now that kid doesn't really get as much of a detailed instruction as they would have had they been there. And so, those missing 15 to 30 minutes to an hour at the beginning of the day, that time really adds up as the year goes on. And you start looking at, this kid missed, even if it is 15 instructional hours over the course of the year, adding up those times being late, that ends up being 1, 2, 3 days of instruction that child has missed. And so being able to provide that transportation for those families that otherwise can't do it themselves, B, have two parents that are working and aren't able to get kids to school on time and maintain their job. And then there are those things that come up where, a vehicle may go down or, you're out of town or whatever it may be. And so, having that transportation for the students is huge. But again, I just think the consistency and the routine of having transportation is crucial for a lot of our students. I mean, I think it's obviously a massive thing. Transportation, it's not maybe necessarily a luxury. It's more of the foundation of what we do here in schooling. It is those bus drivers for a lot of our students are the first face they see every day. And so that is again, something that is valued for a lot of our students. They see that friendly face that they know, to get on the bus first thing every morning for school. And then that's the start. That's the foundation. That is, the beginnings for a lot of our kids when it comes to school. And so, that is the first piece of getting the kids to school to eat, which is crucially important. But then after eating, then they're there on time, getting the education that all of our kids deserve and need. And so, again, we are not in a place where we have all the families that are able to provide transportation on their own. And so now that becomes a burden for parents. And, some of those parents can't even afford to not have a job. And so, that transportation, again, is crucial. And so having this referendum pass so that we can continue to give kids what they need, in transportation. But it obviously goes way beyond transportation. Transportation is the means to get them here to school where they can get fed, where they can get taught, where they can see friends, where they can be loved on by teachers. All of those things are crucial parts of, an elementary to a high school student's development and growth. So, transportation is probably the spoon that stirs the drink. If we don't have that, there's a lot of our kids that unfortunately would not be able to access, the education and the different things that we can provide here at Mississinawa.